In terms of quality, Vauxhall is now right up there with Volkswagen, and the new Astra is proof. For instance, it looks pretty classy on the outside. However, it's the interior that impresses the most. I reckon this is the most stylish cabin in this class. Everything's got a nice high quality feel, even these little shiny switches here, and everything's nice and solid. But this is the surefire test of quality. Look at that, the glove box is damped even better than that in a VW Golf. The Astra also has some handy features. For instance, if you've got a big bottle, you can't fit it into the cup holders there, there's room for it in the side door bin. All cars come with auxiliary input, so you can listen to your iPod through the car stereo. And if you go for one of the models with sat-nav, they also have a USB interface, so you can just listen to music directly off a pen drive. And finally, if you go for one of the higher spec cars, such as this SRI model, it'll come with an electronic parking brake, which is the kind of feature you only normally get on much more expensive cars. And it means that if you lend your Astra to your children, they can't use it to practice handbrake turns. You can get the Astra with a flexible boot floor, and you can set it to a raised position so that it's easy to load and unload heavy objects because you don't have to hoik them over the boot lip. And then if you need more space, you can either lower it to a mid position or fold it down completely flush to the boot floor. And the beauty of that is you don't actually have to remove it from the car. On the move, the Astra is very refined and quiet, which makes it ideal for slogging up and down the motorway. Also, it's very comfortable too. The suspension does a great job of ironing out imperfections in the road. I mean, this one is particularly bumpy, and we're not kind of bumping and jiggling about too much. The Astra is particularly good with the excellent 1.4 litre turbo petrol engine, which is the pick of the range due to its perfect balance of performance and economy. However, not everything about this Vauxhall is great. Now it's time to talk about the negatives. While the Astra handles well and has loads of reassuring grip, it's not actually that much fun to drive, and the main reason for that is because the steering feels a little bit numb. I mean, really, if you want driver thrills, you're going to be much better off with a Ford Focus. But that's not the only niggle. I'm also going to have a moan about what appears to be an outbreak of buttons here on the centre console, because it's all rather confusing and fiddly. To show you another problem, you'll need to follow me into the back. Now, don't get me wrong, the Astra is by no means cramped here in the rear. However, the small window and sloping roof does make it feel a little bit more claustrophobic than a Golf. And that brings me on to the Astra's main problem, and that's the fact that it's more expensive than the VW and will depreciate faster too. But if you're willing to haggle, you can get some great discounts from dealers, which make the Astra a lot more competitive. So if you want a comfortable, classy motorway cruiser, it could be the car for you.